I'm back. All right, so I told you I'd be back with this. This is part 2 to a video that I released sometime before this one, where I looked at my collection and I chose, of the ones that I had, at least 3 different bottles, 3 different fragrances from that particular house, which one would be the one if I had to let all the others go from that particular house. That one was more Middle Eastern and inspired brands. This one is my designers and my niche fragrances. Stick around, this is gonna be interesting. All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, and you are watching Smell Goods. I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we talk fragrances, as we discuss the smell goods, as we talk about the stuff that we've got sitting up on our shelves, sitting in our dressers, sitting wherever you have yours in your house. That's what we're talking about. All right, and we're talking about fragrances. Let's keep it a buck. All right, keep it, yeah. All right. Anyway. This, in fact, I'm gonna make this a tag video. We're gonna do something on the fly. We're gonna make this a tag video. I'm gonna tag in a few other creators into this just to see what they got, what their thoughts are. You don't have to, you can choose, you don't have to stick to just the designer niche like I'm doing for this video. If you wanna do your clones, your cover remixes, whatever you may wanna do, just, you know, give us some fragrances that kind of fit the bill. But the rules of this quite simply are, I have to have at least 3 from that house in my collection. If they are part of the same company, as far as now, we're not talking about if they're all rolling up to like LVMH or something like that, but if they're all the same, as far as the same brand, if you will, we're going to include that. I just have to have at least 3 bottles for me to consider whether or not which one is going to be the one that will be the only one that I theoretically would have and the others would go away. All right. For example, if we're talking Coach, well, out of the Coach line, what's the one fragrance out of Coach that I would hold on to, letting all the others go? All right. And I'm doing designers and niche in this particular video. So said I was going to tag some folks. So just off the top of the head, let's tag Dedrick. Let's tag Walt over at Fatboy Finesse. Let's tag, let's do Sillage Scents. Let's do my boy Gator over at The Novice Knows. Let's do BT Scents. Let's do Create with Jonathan. See if you can jump in on this. And then let's do Layered with Scents. And who Scents IRL. I know you watch the channel and everything, so let's pull you into this. And if you're a content creator and you're looking for ideas and other ways to kind of jump in and get other topics going, jump in on this. Tag me, let me know. I'll come in, I'll comment, what have you on it. And definitely, you know, we'll do this to just, again, build the community. Let's have some fun in the community. There's been a lot of this back and forth of clones versus niche versus does it smell good? We talking about the smell goods, right? So with that said, I'm going to give you my fragrances from the houses. Again, I have at least 3 bottles of each of these houses, and I'm going to give you the one that if I had to let all the others go and hold on to this particular one, this is what they would be. All right. So first up, I mentioned Coach a little earlier, so they were kind of top of the brain because they were the last one I pulled off the shelf. But for Coach, I've got Coach Black, I've got Coach Blue. I don't have Platinum. I had Platinum. I don't have Platinum back there anymore. But Coach, I have Coach Open Road, so I have a few from Coach. If I'm going to hold on to one, it is going to be this green one right here, Coach Green. You've got this Kiwi. This is a summer fragrance. Yeah. This is the one I would hold on to. The others are good. Of the ones that come from Coach, I'm going to start it off. The Coach Green is the one that I'm going to hold on to out of my collection and let the others go. Not doing that in actuality, but yeah, if I had to choose one Coach for life, it would be Coach Green. All right, that's the first one. All right, next one up. You all know from me, there are some houses that are a little more sentimental, as it were. They're nostalgic in from the aspect of, even before I jumped into fragrance collecting, fragrance enthusiast, all that stuff, before I started building even this channel and all of that, this is one of the houses that I would commonly go to, for example, Perfumania, and get. It was just, I didn't know what I was getting. I just knew it smelled good. I knew it was fitting my budget at the time. And so that's what I would end up getting. This is one of their newer releases. This is one that came out, and it came out earlier this year. and it's kind of, I don't think it's getting the love that it needs or the love it deserves, but it's still a good fragrance. It's still a really good fragrance. I know there's a lot in the designer space that captures the attention of a lot of different folks, but for me, if I'm talking about from the house of Mont Blanc, they've put out some good stuff. Mont Blanc Explorer, Legend Night, which I've got back there, which is another one that I actually just went and got a bottle a few months ago, just because like I want to have it in my collection. I still want to have it. May not wear it a whole lot, but just I want to have it. So if I want to break it out every now and then, I can do that. But this is one that for me, I've worn it around the office a few times. It's one that really is about to come into its prime as far as the time of year for it. And it is one that for me is the one that I would hold on to. And I'm talking about Mont Blanc Explorer Extreme. Now that does mean Explorer, which was really my top tier as far as Mont Blanc top tier would go, it would go away. But this one right here is doing kind of, it comes off to put you in the scent profile or the scent, bubble of where it would be. Think Sauvage Elixir meets Aventus Absolute, and more Sauvage Elixir than Aventus Absolute, but enough Aventus Absolute to balance out the Sauvage Elixir. That's what this is. And this is the one that definitely would be my one from Mont Blanc that I would hold on to if I had to let go of all of my other Mont Blanc fragrances, right? Again, Explorer Extreme, all right? Another sentimental house for me is John Varvatos. They are in the same boat in many respects as Mont Blanc. John Varvatos was another one of those houses that I was picking up a lot from before I really knew what I was doing and knew what was going on. But for me, the one that I would hold on to is John Varvatos Vintage. Now this performance, admittedly, is not the best, but that's kind of John Varvatos' signature in some respect, if we want to put it that way. But as far as the fragrance, I mean, this is grown man. This is classic man. This is a classic man scent, in my opinion. Grown, mature. I equate this is Saturday afternoon, white t-shirt, jeans, some Air Force Ones, and you're just out, handling business. You're out doing whatever you need to do. This is also sitting in the cut at the steakhouse, nice meal, what have you. It's kind of like, I give it, every time I describe this is kind of like the mafia boss sitting in the back corner of the steakhouse conducting business. This is that type of fragrance. This is what I imagine he would be wearing. Just enough to kind of attract some attention, but enough that it's just like, listen, there's a lot going on and there's a confidence here. This is a fragrance that I'm going to say from the house of John Varvatos is one that I would hold on to. And so that's why as far as what I've got in my collection right now, this is the one that I would hold on to from John Varvatos. Again, we're talking vintage. All right. Next up, I have from the Ralph Lauren line or brand, house, whatever you want to call it. I have three. So I have Polo Black, I have Ralph Lauren or Ralph's Club Parfum, and Ralph's Club Elixir. For me, the one that I'm going to hold on to is the Elixir. Ralph's Club Elixir. This just nice, fresh type of a fragrance. The dry down, if I remember, has some leather in it, what have you. But this is one that, it just is a nice aromatic, spicy, fresh, spicy kind of fragrance. Got a little iris in this as well. Yeah, this is the one of Ralph Lauren that I would hold on to. Polo Black, I never really got it, and it was just like, it's okay. It's probably on my declutter list. But as far as Ralph's Club, and in particular the Elixir, this is the one of the Ralph Lauren line that I would hold on to. And that bottle, I mean, the bottle's cool, right? Gives the whole idea of like a flask, right? So that would be from Ralph Lauren, what I would hold on to. Next, let's get into some of our niche ones, because I think I've given you all of my designer ones. Now let's give you some niche fragrances, some niche houses that I have in my collection that I'm saying, if I had to get rid of everything else from that house, which one would I hold on to? Let's go with the niche house for me that started it off, which is Mancera. Mancera is, if you're looking for kind of entry-level niche fragrances, Mancera is a good place to start. Cedrat Bois was actually the very first one I purchased as far as a niche fragrance, what would be considered a niche fragrance. But this one right here, and as much as I love Cedrat Bois, listen, I just wore it the other day to work, and it was like, I almost forgot just how much I like and appreciate it. But as much as I like and appreciate Cedrat Bois, this is the one that for me is probably the number one. It is my number one as far as from this particular house of what I have. Now, admittedly, there may be other things that they have that I have not put nose on and I don't have. But for me, and there's some stuff that I'm like, yeah, I do want to get, right? But for me, we're talking black gold. Black gold. This right here, lavender, leather, this is another one of those manly fragrances, but it's not manly from the spice. It's a solid, there's I think some leather in this as well, that just feels right. And so if I had to let go all of my other Manceras, that means I'm letting go of Oud Lemon Mint. If you've been around my channel, you know how I feel about that, especially how it worked this summer. Sicily, which is probably my wife's favorite from Mancera for me. Cedrat Bois, Instant Crush, Gold Prestigium. All of those would have to be let go if I had to let them go, because I would have to hold on to black gold. Black gold. All right. Next one we're gonna do is another niche house. And again, when we define niche, we're talking about they don't make clothing, they don't make jewelry, they don't make purses, they don't make anything else. All they do is they make fragrances. And so one of the last two are really what I would consider kind of like independent niche houses. They're smaller niche houses. One I know, actually I've met both of the perfumers personally, have met with them, have had conversations with them. And so of these two fragrances or two houses, let's just go with Nazar as the first one. From him, I'd hold on to Royal Paradise. This means letting go of things like Mango Tobacco, letting go of things like, what's the other one? King, Melanated. Yeah, but this is the summer banger for me. This is the one that when it comes to summertime, and this was another one that I really just put a lot of use into this past summer. If I had to let go all of my other fragrances from Nazar, that's not happening, but if it had to happen, I would make sure that I held on to Royal Paradise from Nazar. All right. And then the last one from the house of Day 3, because Day 3 is another house that I definitely love, definitely appreciate what they do. And they've got a lot of good things, both that are already out there. I have a few good things in my collection from them. And they got something coming up soon that, yeah, again, I say it all the time when I talk about that one. When it comes out and it's announced, do not walk, run, go grab it. But for me, as far as the three that I have from Day 3, I have Escandalo, which is a nice guava, fresh type of a scent. I have Desert Rain, which is their collaboration that they recently released, which has just a really authentic kind of smell of rain in the desert type of scent. But the one that for me, I would say, if all of my other Day 3 fragrances had to go, which one would I hold on to? We're talking Tres Oros. Tres Oros. This, remember, honey, and this seems like it's gotten better too. Ooh. Honey, plantains. Yeah, this is the way I describe this is, and I know it does not make sense, but just go with me. This is a fresh gourmand. This is, and those two words kind of seem to cancel each other out, but this is not a heavy, dark, rich, syrupy gourmand. It's not that. It's a nice, light, fresh type of gourmand that definitely works. It even works, surprisingly, in the summer. I've worn this in high heat weather. It wasn't feeling very cloying or overwhelming or anything of that nature. And so for me, if I had to let go of all of my Day 3s, which one would I hold on to right now of what I have in my collection? Tres Oros would be the one. All right. That's it. Those are the ones that I have at least 3 bottles or 3 different fragrances from the line. Got a bunch of other things up there, but single bottle here or there from different houses. But for the houses that where I have at least 3 from that house, I've given you now the fragrances that I would hold on to if I had to let everything else go from that particular house. Let me know your thoughts. If there are things that are from these houses that you were like, nah, Kevin, you missed it. You gotta hold on to this. I definitely want to hear it, because I'm always open to maybe putting my nose on other things that maybe I haven't looked at, considered, or I can at least defend and say, yeah, I considered that, but this is why I chose that, right? But do me the favor, of course, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. And then again, if I tagged you in this, feel free to jump into it. And even if I didn't tag you in it and you wanted to pick up the challenge, go right ahead and do that. Definitely would love to see what your thoughts are. All right. As always, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. We'll see you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.